Hi, what's up guys, it's Evan here, and today's video I'll be showing you how to solve the 6x6. This is actually the final part of this video, it's part 3 of 3, so it's just basically me explaining 3x3 stage. Only because, this is actually going to be a very short tutorial, only because there's like not many things to explain, but I kind of suggest learning how to solve the 4x4, learning how to solve the 4x4 like a 3x3 stage, and on 3x3 stage, just know how to solve the 3x3 stage on a 4x4, and you'll be good to know the 6x6. Because on any even layer cube, you'll get weird cases like on the 4x4. So if you guys haven't checked out my 4x4 tutorial, go check that out first before watching this video. So now let's get into it. So what you want to do first is always the beginner's method, solve the white cross. This is kind of very straightforward, but in this tutorial I'm only going to explain the weird things that can happen to you on 3x3 stage. So say you got your cross done. So now let's just pick a set of edge pieces to focus on. You can use F2L, beginner's method. It does not matter. And also, I do want to address just one moment. So if you actually get a weird case, if you notice that your edge piece is incorrect, just kind of flip the centers around. Just go watch my 4x4 tutorial and this will all make sense to you. So you'll see in just a moment on what that is like. So I'm only explaining what the weird cases you can get on this puzzle. So now let's just try to insert an F2L case. So if you notice if you're doing F2L, that the piece, or beginner's method, I don't care. If you're solving the first 2 layers, and you notice your piece is flipped, kind of the pieces you're trying to insert is kind of flipped, what you would do is do a simple algorithm, but on a 4x4, you would move these 2 layers, you would move half the layers on a puzzle. So on a 6x6, so the R and L moves, you'll move actually 3 layers. So these R will be these 3 layers, and the left will be these 3 layers. So you do R, R, U, R prime, R, U, R prime, and do L prime, U prime, L, L prime, U, L. Just do it on the 2 centers you're trying to solve for. And now you want to do it on the other centers. So I'm going to do red and green. So I'll do the same thing. R, U, R prime, R, U, R prime. Then L prime, U prime, L, L prime, U prime, L. So it's kind of a pattern once you kind of think about it. So it's a little repetitive. So now, if you had that case and you're trying to you're trying to solve first 2 layers, now you'll notice that the piece you'll insert is now correct. So that's a case you can run into. Again, watch my 4x4 tutorial if these cases seem confusing at all. So now you can just solve this you can literally solve this 3x3 stage any way you want. It does not matter. I just use F2L because why not? And I also do want to explain another thing you can run into. Just one moment. So I'm just trying to set this up. That is right. You can actually get OLL parity on an even puzzle. So kind of just what OLL parity is. So it's just a case, something you run into and it's very, very hard to solve. So if you have OLL parity, like I taught you on the 4x4, you do R2 where you move 2 layers. Just like I showed you with that center case where you had the pieces kind of flipped around on the first 2 layers. So if you have OLL parity and you want to try to solve it, what you want to do is actually, like I showed you with the center case, you actually want to move half of the layers on this puzzle. So if there's 6 layers on a puzzle, because it's 6x6, you want to move the right 3 layers for an R move, and the left 3 layers for an L or L prime move. So the parity goes, just kind of have the puzzle in front of you, do R2, B2, U2, L, U2, R prime, U2, R, U2, F2, R, F2, L prime, B2, R2. And now you'll get something completely normal, so then you can just solve this next part, kind of like you would on a 3x3. So just kind of solve the yellow side however you'd like. I just want to explain that case to you. So just kind of solve it however you'd like. I really don't care. If you guys don't know how to solve a 3x3, go check that out as well. So yeah. So now it's time to solve the last layer. So you want to just solve these remaining edge pieces. So there is one last case you can run into on this puzzle. I'm going to explain that in just a second. So the case you can run into is like when you're trying to solve your edge pieces and you just do your algorithm. You notice sometimes your pieces like can be like fully swapped. So if you have a case like if two of your sides are solved like you saw in a 4x4, or if kind of like your edge pieces need to be swapped clockwise or counterclockwise, what you do is you do the algorithm, do 3 layers for the U move and do 3 layers for the R move. You do U2, R2, U2, top layer, and do for the tiny R move, you will move the center 2 layers. So it's R2, U2, RW, U2. And now you can solve it normally. That's the final case I had to show you. Again, please go check out my 4x4, the tutorial on the 4x4 if you're confused. If you notice, like, that your pieces are, like incorrect, or... So there we go. The 6x6 is fully solved. That took a while. And also, like, basically, that case I talked about at the end, if you have, like, 2 solved sides on the 4x4, say, like, these two, what you would do is kind of put one of the pieces, on, like, one of the completed sides on the front and the other on the right. So then you would just do that same algorithm I taught you, like, on the 6x6. Just kind of keep repeating that. Just kind of so that was a weird case. Just kind of basically, if you have 2 sides solved, basically, and your pieces, like 2 sides solved, and just do that algorithm I taught you. Basically, if any of that seemed a little confusing, please go check out my 4x4 tutorial, like, and check out the end of that video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this final part of this tutorial. Again, if this seemed confusing to any of you, please go check out my 4x4 tutorial. I'm going to adjust that for the last time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like down below and subscribe. Leave a comment on some other Rubik's videos you'd like to see me do, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye!